Take 1000. Welcome back to All Things Femme, where we know that our femininity is our superpower and we use it. I have literally redone this intro 30,452 times only because my voice is cracking, but I don't know. I don't know why. Anyway, in today's video, I want to talk about entering your grown woman era, which is why I have on my grown woman shirt, my gold grown woman earrings, my gold grown woman jewelry, and I have on a grown woman dark lip and a grown woman bouffant. Now, of course, I'm being silly, but I really do want to talk about entering your grown woman era. What does that mean? Well, the reason why I even thought about this video to begin with was because I was listening to something and the lady that was talking said, my BD did this, my baby daddy did this. And I said, what is she, 20? And she probably was, but she didn't have to sound like it, right? So I just thought, what if more women got out of that immature, this is cute era a little bit faster? Because it took me until this big age that I am now to realize that being a grown woman, being in my mature era, is actually cuter than being in my BD era. I'm a BM era. That's, I mean, that's cute for your 20s, I guess. I don't know. But if you want to be grown, I mean, it's time to get into it. So when I say enter your grown woman era, you may think of whatever it is you think of. But for me, it's about just standing in who you are, which I talk about in every video, being very confident, stepping into your power and owning your life. Owning your life can mean whatever for whomever. It can mean, whatever. For me, entering my grown woman era is having a career I'm proud of, looking cute and well put together every day. It will mean different things for different women. So let's get clear. There's no one size fits all for stepping into your grown woman era. As long as you're stepping into that era in some high heels, okay? We're going to talk about dressing the part, thinking the part, being the part, playing the role of the grown woman that you are. So ask yourself, who do you want to be? What do you want to feel? This is your era. Like, this is about you. Who do you want to be? Ask yourself that. It's not about who anybody else tells you to be, because when you're perfect example, I was watching again Real Housewives, this time of New York, they're giving, the season is dragging. But anyway, one of the women was saying that she left her husband. She's now a lesbian. Her mom does not support it. She does not have her mom in her life. But she also was like, at this big age, this is who I am. So my mom is either going to accept it or not accept it, but I'm not going to hide who I am. I'm still going to have my wedding. I'm still going to invite my mom. If she chooses not to come, so be it. She's living in her grown woman era. She's not letting anybody else make her decisions for her. It does not matter what your friends are doing. If your friends are still going out trying to party every weekend, which nothing wrong with that if that's the era you're in your life, but then that means you're probably not in your grown woman era and you may not even be watching this video. But if your friends are going out doing whatever in the hell they want to do every weekend, that's them. This is you. And not to say you can't do that, but I'm saying this is your time to decide who you want to be in life and be that woman. This is time to define your version of success, your version of love and a happy relationship, your version of beauty, your version of the purpose for your life. This is the time to do that as you're stepping into your grown woman era. Have you ever heard the phrase fake it till you make it? Of course you have. Who hasn't? So this is one of those things that you may have to fake until you make. So grab a journal, I'm big on that, and start writing. Who is this woman that you want to be? When it's time to level up, there's old people you have to let go of, old ways you have to let go of. And sometimes those old people may be the old you. I for example, was a person that I would drink a lot, and it really got in the way of me doing a lot of things that I needed to do to be an adult. I had to really literally stop drinking so that I could get on my feet and start making the steps towards being the woman I wanted to be. And I knew that that was my first step. You have to write it down because you may not even see what's going on around you or in your life that's stopping you from fully reaching your grown woman era. If I were you, I'd sit down, grab a journal and a pen, and like I said, create a vision board of what you want to level your life up to be. What do you want your grown woman era to look like? And hopefully, this is the era you're going to live in from this day forward because we're only getting older, we're only growing, and hopefully, we're only learning and, healing and growing as people. Write down your values. Sometimes when I'm journaling, I'll get to a question that says, what are your values? And it's such a simple question, but it's such a deep question. That is how you figure out who you are. Now, once you figure out who this woman is that you're wanting to be or going to be, you need to upgrade your appearance. Entering your grown woman era is all about just leveling up every part of your life. Level up your appearance. When you look good, you feel good. Even when if it's just, a lip and a mascara, make yourself look good to you. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, but feel good about yourself when you walk out the door every day. If we're talking about building confidence, we have to start with the little things, and that's making sure you feel good about yourself just from off GP, looking in the mirror every day. If I'm trying to work on self confidence, but I'm not putting any effort into my look, any effort into my outer appearance, how am I really trying to build my self confidence? Again, when you look good, you feel good. Do, even if you don't believe me, do your own experiment. Dress up, show up, and go out into the world and let me know in the comments how you feel just from putting on some clothes, doing your makeup, and doing your hair. Entering your grown woman era means showing up like you have something to prove, even though you don't, because who are they? That's my favorite thing to ask. Who are they? But at the end of the day, you want to show up like you are a boss. And you can't show up that way if you don't feel that way. But show up like you have something to prove to you because you do. It's about being consistent, not perfect, but making sure you just consistently try to show up for yourself. Like I said, doing the simple skincare, I use Dove soap and a moisturizer and go on about my business. And don't get me wrong, I'm not an esthetician. I know that everybody has different skincare needs. I just have been blessed that I don't have to do too much. But whatever you do need to do to have your skin looking good, you feeling good about your skin, do that. Get out of your sweats once a week. Whatever you need to do to show up as that girl, start doing that because we can't just lay in our lazy girl era. Now, stepping into your grown woman era, like I said before, is about elevating your life, intentionally elevating your life. So pick something every week to work on. So if maybe one week you're going to elevate your skincare routine, the next week you're going to elevate your wardrobe. You can keep it simple, but keep it intentional. Little by little, make little changes that elevate you to your grown woman era. Now, you've heard me say this 236 times: self care, self care, self care. Always make time for self care. Be intentional with it. Grown women are going to take care of themselves. And I'm not sitting here saying do face mask and body care and this and that. I'm saying do all of those things. When you are entering your grown woman era, we're booking massages, we're booking spa days, we're booking Korean skincare situations, we're booking our pedicures where we have, what are those little koi fish? I don't want that though because I'm weird about textures. I don't want things for, I would just die with fish. So cancel that from the agenda. But you get it. Start taking care of yourself, being intentional about taking care of yourself. It's not about spending a lot of money, even though that is a part of leveling up. You don't have to do it every week, but once a month, scheduling yourself a massage or scheduling yourself a spa day, you can put that aside, especially if you're trying to level up into your grown woman era. We're saving money, we're spending money on things that we enjoy, we're being intentional about bringing luxury into our life and elevating our lives. Now, you know, a grown woman is going to have boundaries. She's not afraid to tell you no. She's not afraid to speak her mind. She's not afraid to tell you how she feels. That's the next step. We want to find some boundaries, put them in place, and hold them there. We're not moving the line for anybody. What we say is what goes. That's that grown woman energy. Being a grown woman is about setting those healthy boundaries. If life gets too crazy, I do it all the time. And I've said it here before. When life gets too tough for me, I am quick to shut down. I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do, anything that does not feel good to me, because I'm grown. Who is going to make me do it? Yes, you have to go to work. Yes, you want to keep your job. You want to pay your rent. You want to do all the things that you, as an adult, have to do. Outside of those things, you are grown. Nobody can make you do anything but you. So put your boundaries in place and stand on those. Now, with that said, raise your standards. When we're in our 20s and we're young and dumb, we're settling for whatever because we just want somebody to talk to, somebody to sleep next to, somebody to pay us some attention. We're not doing that anymore. When we enter into our grown woman era, who cares? We don't care. They don't have to like us. They don't have to call us back. They don't have to give a damn. We don't either. We're not accepting basic anymore. We're not doing stuff we don't find appealing and pleasurable. Hello? If you're still accepting situationships, jobs that don't pay you well, relationships that are draining you, friendships where you're giving more than you're getting, if the things that you fill your life with are draining your energy, it's time for a major upgrade, which is what we're talking about, because we're upgrading into our grown woman era. So, from the way you allow people to treat you to how you treat you, level up your standards in life. You want to raise your standards on how you dress, on how you speak, on how you think. Educate yourself, start reading more, become more cultured, go to art museums, whatever it is that you want to know more about, get into those things. That is the only way you're going to elevate yourself as a woman. Raise your standards on who you date, how you dress, where you work, where you socialize, who you hang out with, who you surround yourself with. It is time to level up in every way in life. If your friends are constantly going out every weekend and you're trying to be in the church on every Sunday, not saying that either or of those is good or bad. It's just the example I'm using because they're two extremes. You have to separate yourself from those friends that that's all they do, because that's not what you're doing anymore, right? If somebody's not treating you like you need to be treated, not making you feel how you want to feel, it's time to let them go, cut them off. It's done. If somebody's not treating you well, cut them off, even if it's your family. That goes back to the example that I was giving of the show that I watched. And I'll be honest, it was a personal thing I've had to deal with in my own life, is cutting off family members who could not respect my decisions. I'm a grown woman. I don't have to take your disrespect no matter who you are. And that's a part of entering your grown woman era. You're not going to let anybody make you feel any type of way. You're the only person in charge of your feelings. And that goes for parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whomever. And I'm not advocating cutting off your family, but I am saying your mental health to me is more important than pleasing other people. Your time is precious. You don't want to waste it serving things that don't serve your higher good. Now, finally, put it all together. Embody the grown woman era. You can get rid of people and situations and your own habits, bad habits left and right. You can go buy all the collared shirts that you want to. You can go get a manicure every week. None of that matters if you are not feeling like that grown woman. When I catch myself slipping into certain things, certain ways in certain conversations, I always can pull myself back, because at the base of me, I am a grown woman. You Whether you are the law, whether you are the person who signs my checks, whether you are the person who birthed me, whether you are my children, my spouse, it does not matter who you are. Nobody is responsible for me but me. Nobody is responsible for how I feel about myself but myself. So I always can go back to the fact that I am grown and I can really make whatever decisions I want to make, really do whatever I want to do. And that always, helps me to remind myself of who I am. I'm grown. And if all else fails, start telling yourself that I am grown. I'm going to make grown woman decisions. Am I going to refer to myself as somebody's baby mama? No, I'm grown. I am the mother of his child. Yes. We once had a relationship, obviously, but baby daddy, no. It's not about just talking the talk, it's about walking the walk. Every day, wake up knowing that today is going to be another day that I am a grown woman. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to show up, I'm going to put on my clothes, I'm going to put my best foot forward. I'm going to grow my mindset. Eat healthy, take your vitamins. I know all of this sounds old, but it is because we're entering our grown woman era. And once you enter that era, you are good for life. Like you have to level yourself up. I just feel that there are different ways to culture yourself, still be authentic, still be you. But there are different ways to really step your game up. Take vacations, save up if you have to. Dress like an adult, speak like an adult, do things that adults do. We're not accepting dates in the house anymore. We want to go out into public. We're not accepting job offers just because they send it to us. We're negotiating our salary. We are stepping into a whole nother era of being an adult, being grown, if you will. This is going to be about the way you carry yourself, the way you move in this world, the way you speak about yourself, the way you speak about other people, the way you make other people feel about themselves. This is all you leveling up. There are perfect example. I work with someone who is in a position of power, but does not act accordingly. They are what some people would say is messy. They do too much. DTM, do too much every single day. And sometimes I think this is the behavior of, I don't know, like a 20, 25-year old, but yet you are a person that is in a position of power and allegedly a grown up. If you don't want people looking at you that way, this is the video for you. We are putting away messiness, putting away talking behind people's backs. Being a grown woman means speaking up, saying what you need to say, confronting things face forward. It took me a long time. I think I've said before, I am a reformed nice girl. It took me a long time and still sometimes does take me to have to stop myself from apologizing. In your grown woman era, even if you do something wrong, you stand on it. Yes, you can say I made a mistake, but you learn from that mistake and you move forward. Stepping into your grown woman era is knowing who you are, not being afraid to be who you are, and not being ashamed of who you are, and not letting anybody tell you otherwise. People will try to tell you all day who you are. And that's when being a grown woman comes into play. A lot of my growth and stepping into my grown woman era has been a lot about forgetting with the noise. And I know that it's a hard thing to do, to ignore people when they're talking trash, to not curse people out whenever that's what your natural reaction is. But as I have grown and healed, I have really noticed that ignoring people is so much more fun because I like to live in delusion. So while you're over there upset, sweating, your wig is sliding back because you have sweat out your glue because you're so angry. I have walked away. I'm gone on about my business. I'm grown. I'm not going to stand here and argue with you. I'm not going to go back and forth. We're not, definitely not fist fighting. When I hear grown adults talking about fighting, it always just makes me say, huh? That's the thing that grown-ups do. That's crazy to me. Be prepared to get uncomfortable. You are breaking ways that you probably were taught and that you probably are surrounded by and have been for a long time. When you're breaking out of that immaturity, it is hard to push through to the other side. But hold on, because it can be done. I'm a prime example. I have been the woman standing there screaming like a psycho with a baseball bat. I am so ashamed to admit that, but I want y'all to know there is hope to be reformed into a grown woman, not to be confused for a nice woman, though, because so that's it. We're not waiting around anymore. We're stepping into our grown woman era. We're out of that lazy woman, immature woman, talk out of the side of our neck woman energy. We are stepping into our grown woman era, meaning we're going to elevate our surroundings, elevate our friends, elevate the way we speak, the way we think, the way we interact, elevate the places that we go, our appearance. We're taking care of our mind and body, getting in therapy, getting back in the gym if we need to, whatever it is we need to do to take that next step up in life. Let me know down in the comments how you plan to start living in your grown woman era today. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, share the video if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Bye.